Uh-oh now. We're getting ready to get started. Gotta bring my people in. You coming, Chuck? It's Aggie. That's all I was trying to. Hey,
What up, buddy?
man with the plan.
Oh,
He put nobody can. If you don't believe it, then you're a dumb little man. And if female, that just means you're a woman. Whoa, man.
a dumb little man can make it to the White House, though.
Huh. The Bright House. Did you say the Bright House or the White House?
Both of them.
Oh, okay. Don't mean you're bright. Even though Obama was light skinned. Hey, man. Good fella.
What's up with it?
I know it say you need to know your audience, but can we start off with that quote that you coined already?
Oh, yeah. Before you step on this, you need to know your audience before you step on that stage.
Know your audience before you step on the stage. And y'all know, once again, because we're going to get it started off the right way, I'm most definitely, DJ Don P. P stand for petty all the time.
All right.
Sunday. 3 times on Monday. And I'm his co-host.
Shit.
Who are you today, my good brother?
Oh, starting point guard for the Los Angeles Chasers, baby. I thought you knew. We out here trying to get it.
Hey, and because I'm petty, I'm gonna start y'all off like this. Good people. Once again,
No, Robert.
Propaganda. We are here. Just like this.
No doubt. I need to put a new shirt in. I need to put a new order in with Pepper's Creations. I ran my one into the ground.
It's already done.
I need a black one to match my Los Angeles Chasers hat too.
It's already done.
All right.
So, what's on your mind today, brother?
Shit, it's a lot of shit on my mind. You know what? I'll start off on a personal note. So y'all gotta forgive me if you can see. You know what I'm saying? New Year's did me pretty bad. I got a roof leak. I'll be getting that fixed up real soon. Straight Line Management. Shout out to Straight Line Management.
Shout out.
Jock and Sharika Arch, you're gonna hook me up. But
Straight line. We need to holler at you.
Oh no, we already did. Came right on through with it. But you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. I'll start off on a personal note. Since we try to go all around different topics and subjects, but I want to have a discussion about my recent experience in the workplace. So everybody knows February is the shortest month on the calendar, and everybody knows that that month is designated to Black History. I don't even think I told you this story. So on February 28th, the last day of the month, I wore a shirt to work. It was a gift from a friend who stated that when she saw the shirt, that it reminded her of me.
Most definitely.
And the shirt said, "Danger, educated Black man."
Okay.
Now, I've worn that shirt plenty of times to work. I've worn it multiple times. I've seen other guys wearing it. And just from my point of view, yes, we do have a dress code at work. I didn't think it was offensive in nature or anything like that. But during Black History Month, I thought it was great, with that being the last day of the month. I thought it was a great opportunity just to kind of celebrate my own personal triumph of, I guess, beating the odds, not falling victim to the statistics. When
You
when
talking
we
about the shirt right here?
That's the shirt right there. Yep,
Okay.
yep. I had on a long sleeve though, so maybe that's what took it over the top.
I got you.
It was a little chilly that day, so I put on the long sleeve version. So maybe that's why all the problem. Long story short, my work day generally ends around 5:30 p.m. Around 4:45 p.m., I got called into the office by my supervisor, who never really has anything to say to me. Shouldn't have anything to say to me. My work is always done, but he doesn't have anything to say to me, and at least from my point of view, due to other reasons which we won't make public here. What I will say is this: the 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 gist of the conversation was that I saw the shirt, I saw you in it, but I didn't see it. Someone brought it up to my attention, but it was really like it's about the fact that it says danger.
Oh.
And it was more about, the question was, well, what does that mean? Does that mean we can't approach him? And I just thought to myself, So my first response was, is it a violation of the dress code? Well, as a matter of fact, it is. Right here in the dress code it says that you can't have large letters. It could be the brand of our company brand you can wear,
Right.
or it could be like your college alma mater. And remember, when you wore your shirt for your college, I said, I really like that shirt. I don't remember him saying that, but that's beside the point. Anyway,
Right.
so
Right.
can you
Right.
tell me who had a problem with it? I'd like to talk to that person, and at least let them know that no, this has nothing to do with your right or privilege or honor or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm holding myself in too high regard. It has nothing to do with your decision or choice to approach me. It simply is just me during Black History Month celebrating the fact that I benefited from those people who came before me, gave me an opportunity to be working here in this place today. So I guess the thing about it is this. I picked up some petty ways from DJ Don P. So I made sure to follow up in this recent week with these recent weeks with more shirts. None of them that say anything about danger or educated being or Black or a man. They just have like a name brand, like Nike. Something I've been wearing. I've been working at my particular employer for 8 years.
Okay.
Never had an issue. Seen several other people doing it. Most of my peers, the female peers, wear open-toed shoes with no heels, no backs on the heels.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to be an issue. Got one coworker who wears skirts so short you can see the other side.
Where's she at?
Well, that's neither here nor there.
I digress. My fault.
Here's the whole point. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why in 8 years, and multiple times having that particular shirt on, as well as other shirts that have large letters, Sean John. I'm pretty much a creature of habit, so I wear a lot of the same things. If I like it, I just buy different colors.
Right.
I've been wearing these types of clothes for years,
Possibly 8 years, huh?
Possibly 8. But maybe I left out the fact that I recently, or I should say recent, but prior to that, I had to take my supervisor, not my supervisor, another peer manager into ethics. However, I had to include my supervisor and his supervisor, in the report because they were parties that should have been involved in the situation.
So what you're telling me is you follow protocol.
I followed protocol. I had a peer who was doing something that I believed to be unethical, that I knew was unethical, and after multiple times telling him that it should not be done, he should not have done it, this particular gentleman took it upon himself to pick up the phone call and start yelling at me. Now, needless to say, he and I are not the same in any way, except for the fact of our job titles. And I didn't appreciate him yelling at me, raising his voice at me. My parents don't raise their voice at me.
Understood.
You're not going to do it.
It is not. They aren't your. You are from a level standpoint in management and/or your job titles. You are on the same level.
Absolutely, and even if we weren't, you're not going to yell at me for any reason.
Gotcha.
So the point that I realized that he wasn't going to change his tune, I took it to ethics. Well,
hold up. Before you went to ethics, did you yell back?
Oh, of course not. I'm not stooping to his level. I'm not giving him the satisfaction.
Okay.
Now, I should also caveat that with earlier in the year, my same supervisor came under a little fire because he didn't protect me in a situation where I was called out of my name, basically a racial slur, by a coworker.
That when they called you. That was when they called you a nigga.
He called me NWA. Did it twice, actually.
With an attitude.
Yeah. After he got reprimanded, he did it again.
I remember that.
The irony in this whole situation is this supervisor that I have, I believe, or I guess it's not irony, I guess it's where I'm trying to get to. I kind of feel like it was a retaliation situation. I think I'm dealing with a retaliation situation. Now, here's the caveat, because I don't want to play the victim role. I know that what I wore was outside of the dress code. Have been knowing it for years. Have never had a problem for years. This particular time, the statement was, well, you have to realize where you're sitting is right in line of the executives. My immediate counter to that, I've been sitting right in front of the executives for the last 4 years. Then it was, oh, well, it's back to, well, the dress code states, well, no problem. I get it. I'm in violation of the dress code. Can I go now? Here's the thing. My performance is great. I won't say it's great. Not to my standard, it's not great. My performance is satisfactory. But because I don't want to get on stage and sing and dance and kiss ass and say yes like you want me to do to every fucking thing that they bring up, you bring me in on these petty ass, penny ass charges about my dress. You didn't have a problem when I was wearing suits randomly, ties. Matter of fact, you come to me and say, "Oh, how come you didn't let me know? I would have dressed up with you. If you don't get your punk ass away from me with that bullshit."
Let's dress together.
Yeah. I guess I'm just struggling with. Do you think that do you think there's a possible form of retaliation here, or am I off base for thinking these things?
There's no such thing as retaliation when it comes to black people. Black people just need to get over it. You're black. You just should get over it.
I should get over it. Right.
There's a music group called NWA, and if they could say it, I can too. And that shirt is very offensive.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna do when you walk in.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen you walk into school and shoot up no school, elementary, middle, or high school.
Yeah. Hell, As hard as I'm working on my basketball game, you ain't even seen me walk in the gym and shoot up the gym.
Come
So,
on.
my whole thing is this. Uh, it bothers me from the standpoint of because I realize what's happening. I see the level of intimidation that you have because I'm willing to speak my mind, because I'm willing to speak up. I don't bow down. I don't, tuck my tail and run every time you decide you want to, throw your weight around. I don't care about that. What I care about is what is right. And the bottom line is you weren't doing what was right. This in this whole scenario that I'm trying to explain to you is
Uh-huh.
when see, I didn't report the NWA incident. Another manager did. A peer manager who overheard it reported it. It wasn't even me.
Oh.
Do you know that HR and all of management had nerve enough to tell me that they weren't familiar with NWA? They didn't understand how it was an effect.
Once again, you black. Get over it. That don't even. We've never heard of that. Racism really don't exist. Reparations, you got them already.
So
48 and a mule. What was that? Jim Crow. Who are you?
here's here is a great pivot. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to table that retaliation conversation. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Let's get into some business.
Come on. Talk.
Reparations.
Huh?
Reparations.
What's that?
I've heard that there's been some chatter about Bernie Sanders fumbling that question.
Mm-mm.
There's been some chatter about Elizabeth Warren apparently trying to pick up where he dropped.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Are we owed reparations? And if so, how should they be paid?
Now, first question, I can answer without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, we are. We didn't come up with it. That wasn't. It was the old. I'm offering you gas money, but then I don't think I'm gonna give it to you. And then I'll be like, well, you didn't ask for it. You just told me you was gonna give me the gas money. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
I didn't tell you you had to give me gas money. You said I'm going to give you gas money. So for me to put my hand out when you get ready to leave, I'm thinking you're gonna follow up on your word. But we also know that word is not what we go off of. Now, how it's to be paid is kind of tricky because we know the money can. Once you control the money, you control everything. Um, there's this whole thing about the black dollar and us spending money with one another.
Mm-hmm.
We've already been conditioned to spend money elsewhere.
Elsewhere, absolutely.
So the whole, the green book and the things that were of, that was for us by us, that was FUBU, it's already been done away with. So I think if we started up again, it would be something that would be great. But still, how do you convince a nation of people that Big Baller Brand is worth spending money for? How do you convince a nation of people that David Banner is really the person we need to be listening to other than Blueface?
Well,
But Blueface does have a catchy song, but I mean, I don't want nobody thinking that Tatiana is who I'm looking for because it's not. But and I'm not dissing Blueface. I'm just saying as far as from an educational standpoint for us to get back on track, loving one another, taking care of one another, we're gonna have to listen to the person that's already trying to teach us that. As far as somebody else giving us something, um, we can start by hopefully just not trying to gentrify our neighborhood. If you want to give us something, fix the park. Don't tear the park down and put up some housing that we can't afford. Um, invest more in the Boys and Girls Club. Don't let it get run all the way down and be like, well, see what they're doing and taking away programs that assist people who have to work more than one job or, you know, be, because they don't understand or because they don't have the money to go to college or because they can't afford to do something different. Um, After school programs are needed, especially down here, because after No Child Left Behind, it's like I don't know how you come up with something called No Child Left Behind and all the children get left behind.
Right on.
Those who are fortunate enough to have a computer at an early age at home, other than just you have a computer at home, you have an iPad at home, you have all of these, you have access to resources at home before you get to school, and then you have some. The only thing they go to school for is to eat because they don't get a chance to eat, so they don't have a computer. So it's just like it's a whole, it's for lack of better words, and I know my mom and them listening, I'm gonna say it anyway. It's a clusterfuck for real. That I can say we can start here, we can start here, we can start here, but then there's always going to be one community that's going to be left out, whether it be the LGBTQ community who look like me, whether it be the transgender community that look like me, whether it's the HIV positive community that looks like me, whether it's the um, economically challenged people that look like me, whether it's the people who are can't read, can't write, like anybody that looks like me that classify themselves as something other than just a black person trying to make it. They're gonna be like, well, what about me? I'm not forgetting you. I don't think you should try to classify yourself as something different. If I'm trying to do it for black people, I'm trying to do it for black people. I don't care if you gay, straight, trans, whatever you classify yourself as, mixed. You got so many, like we got so many definitions of who we are that alone can could be a place where we start. We can start by defining who we are. So it's like the whole reparation thing. It's been we so jumbled up in the brain. We got to be told. We got to tow around so many issues or topics. It's like, where do we start? Do we start with schools? Do we start with neighborhoods? Do we start with nonprofit organizations? Do what? So I'm open for suggestions. I most definitely recently have had a difference of opinion as it pertains to you must go to college to be successful.
Well, we know that's not true.
That's not true, but that's not what was pushed.
Of course not.
So it's like I love my HBCU to death, and because of it, I'm not gonna say I had to go there to be successful, but I most definitely had to go there to maintain my sanity in this place we call America.
So I appreciate everything you just said. And what I would like to do is offer that suggestion that you were looking for in regards to reparations.
Most definitely, come with it.
Now, I want to start with this, and it alludes to exactly what you're saying. Reparations at this point, for lack of a better term, it's null.
Okay.
There are too many of us now. When the promise was made, they had enough. They had enough. We appreciate that, Shantae. If you can hook that up, we'll be there. They had enough resources and access to how many of us there were at that time to actually make good on that promise.
Right.
However, now, to your point, we're everywhere and we all types. We all
Exactly.
kinds. So let's say this. What I would like to do is propose a pass to the United States of America on reparations. However, it ain't a free pass.
Talk
It
to them.
comes with a counteroffer.
Los Angeles, Los Angeles Chasers, man. Let's get it.
Your starting point guard for the Los Angeles Chasers would like to go sit down at the table, and here would be my request. In lieu of reparations, by the way, if you're listening, America, it's going to cost you essentially zero. Here's my proposal. Instead of 40 acres and a
Oh,
mule,
oh, hello. How much again?
essentially zero.
Zero. Watch,
Essentially zero. Yeah.
watch how you do this, y'all.
Okay. So, in lieu of 40 acres and a mule, you keep your acres, you keep your mule. Although I would definitely be more interested in the acres than the mule.
All right,
But
I'm
I'm gonna
with
let
that.
you keep both of them. I'm also not gonna come to you and ask for any money. This is on behalf of black people. We don't want any money. I'm speaking for myself on behalf of black people. And for those that don't agree or don't like it, they can gladly opt out. I have no problem with that either. I won't be offended. I want to make sure that everyone is clear. There is no money in this directly.
Directly.
There are no tangible dollars in this for black people. There are also no tangible dollars in this for America if they're willing to make good on the promise. So here's my proposal. In lieu of reparations, aka the 40 acres and the mule that we were promised, how about you give me a multifaceted alternative? It starts with this. If I did follow your plan and go to college and I took out loans, immediately forgive them. Okay?
Okay.
By federal mandate, immediately forgive them. Okay? Two, reset my credit score to above average. Doesn't have to be perfect. Reset it to above average.
So perfect is what number? Set
Seven
eight
hundred.
is
It was 800.
800.
Yeah.
So anywhere between 650 and
No,
750.
no, no. Set me at 740 or better.
Okay, so
Okay.
700 and up.
740. Here's why 740.
Okay,
At 740 in America, you should not be turned down for any loan
gotcha.
or any other investment opportunity. Okay. So reset my score to a 740. It costs you nothing to do that other than to, again, put down a mandate to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Wipe them clean. They don't lose any money either. And you know what? The creditors who are involved already lost money. What I want to have is equal access to secure loans for business, for a home, for my child's education at that premium rate that are much more easily accessed by my counterparts who are not black or Hispanic. But in this particular case, black, because reparations were promised to us.
Most definitely.
So
Didn't
you
ask,
don't have to give us any money.
we didn't ask for it.
We didn't ask for it. You don't have to give us land. If it's 850, if the perfect credit score is 850, that's fine. I'm fine with a 740. You should be able to secure 0% financing
Yes, that
at
yeah,
740.
right.
Okay? Here's what I'm saying. Let me earn the 850, but give me a chance. Instead of putting me in a situation where you already know I'm broke, you already know I have a lot of money, so you give me a 29% interest rate on top of the fact that this 2008 Toyota Tercel already fucked up. Wipe that clean. Ain't gonna
Right.
cost you no money. Clear my loans if I went to school. If I didn't school, clear the way for me to put my children through school with a 0 to 2%, 2% max loan. If I need that, if they want to go to school, if I want to send them to school. Right?
Right.
Clear my credit report to the point that I now have the same ability to access money, capital, the same way that the president and his criminal cohorts are able to do. And we
Did
don't even have any proof that they have great credit scores.
did you
We
say
do know that there are people around us that don't look like us that have great credit scores. And for that, they're able to do things like borrow money to invest in a neighborhood. You don't have to give me the land. Just give me the opportunity to access the money I need to invest in my neighborhood.
Right.
This is a simple request. And then ensure that I get that equal fair lending opportunity that you've already placed in writing.
And once again, this was something that was promised. It ain't something that we asked for.
Well, we can ask. This is what I'm asking
We
for.
we can ask. This is how we want it.
Right.
Like when you go to the bank, this man, can I get $200? Would you like 50s? Would you like? This is how we want our money put out. Like right here. We
And
don't
again,
in our hand. We want the ability to access.
I'm not even asking for money. If you tell me, if I say to you, I need $250,000 to get my business off the ground, I have no problem writing out the business plan. I have no problem giving you the projections. I have no problem giving you information on my background and any of my partners, if I have them, their background and their ability to do business. And you can, from that point, determine if we have what it takes to get that. If you don't believe that as a creditor, don't score me down. Give me an opportunity to go to the next creditor.
I'm with it.
Because what I've heard in the past month is that the gentleman who sits currently in our White House as our president was able to go to Deutsche Bank and basically tell them anything he wanted, and they gave him the money.
Man, he's selling strike. He's selling
What,
strikers,
what
right?
I'm also hearing is a lot of celebrities who look also like him and not like us have been throughout the years paying for their children's degrees before they took a class or without them ever having really to take a class.
How
White
do you
privilege is how you
pay
pay. What I'm asking
how
for
do
is
you
black
pay
privilege.
somebody to get how do you pay
Hear what I'm
how do you
saying?
take my scores that I earned, use my information, and pay for your child to get in school? And they don't even want to be there anyway.
Tell you exactly how. I am white in
Oh,
America.
oh,
I am wealthy and white in America.
oh Lord.
And so what I'm saying is this. I'm not mad at them for being wealthy or white.
Most definitely.
Whatever happens to them for what they did, all I'm saying is I've been at work with their children. I've been at work with their children. You done sat in a meeting and wonder who the fuck hired this motherfucker?
There's a lot of that going on.
He's here exactly because he's black, because he's white. Only because he's white is he's here. Only because his daddy is the VP. Only because his uncle is an exec. His mom is the vice president of the company or the CEO. You understand what I'm saying?
And most definitely understand we are equal opportunities. There are some people that look just like us that we think the same thing about. But I think it's because you
Absolutely.
in the neighborhood with that same person that just got that other job.
Well, all I'm saying is this. Excuse my language. My mom and dad see it too. Fuck reparations. Keep your reparations.
Equal.
Keep your reparations.
Keep.
Give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity since you already have proof that the others went through the system without doing a fucking thing but paying. Take that money, take those fines that you're going to put on them, and pay off my motherfucking loans because I worked my ass off to get through both my degrees.
Please give me a Pythagorean theorem problem and up against those same people and watch me work.
Watch me work. I tell people this all the time. I still know how to diagram a sentence. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is this. Fuck the reparations. In lieu of the reparations, give me a clean financial slate. One, get me out of this high rate ass bullshit student loans that you tried to make seem more appealing because you said it was backed by the government. Government don't give a shit about me. They sell those loans off to private lenders.
But got mad, but try to say, watch out for those credit card companies when you're in college. We already hooked.
You selling me to them, right? and then reset my credit and promise me the same fairness in lending that paperwork says I should have when I go in and request a loan to buy a new home for my family, or when I go in to request a loan to pursue my dreams of getting out from under this dumb motherfucker who's got a problem with me wearing a shirt that says I'm an educated black man, but covers it up by saying the problem is that it says danger. Because I can tell you that I am 10 times the businessman of that motherfucker, because he don't have enough sense to realize that you could have waited till the day after Black History Month to bring it up. It was
But
February 28th.
but that brings up a good point for our next topic.
Let's
Speaking
go.
of danger, because I wanted to know how you handled the situation because of this next story. There was a story that happened in Deep Ellum, which is a part of
Yes.
city of Dallas.
Dallas, yes.
Yeah, there's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take that back. There is a
Mm-hmm.
male figure
Yeah.
who by my definition is not a man at all. Not at least not the man that my daddy taught me to be. Austin Sheffield.
Yep.
Mr. Sheffield was in an argument with a female by the name of
Say her name.
LaDaisha Lee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I went to a school with a couple of LaDaisha. So
Her last name is more complicated than her first, though. Say her whole name.
what's her whole name?
LaDaisha Lee.
Hold
So
up.
let's not give him the satisfaction of getting his first and last name mentioned without hers.
Oh yeah, most definitely LaDaisha Lee.
Now
Uh,
let's talk about this piece of shit. Excuse my
so
language.
Mr. Sheffield and Miss Lee were arguing over something. I don't know what it is. It don't matter. They, according to the story, it's 3, 4 in the morning. So if I had to put my hand, uh, um, on my bottom dollar and figure out what the argument was about, nothing. If both of them sleeping, I don't know. It don't matter.
Apparently, she blocked his car in, and he didn't
So
like.
if she blocked his car in or not, if your car is blocked in, the only way you get your car out is if you in the car. That's what I think. Because unless you got a remote control car, you know what I'm saying, you on some 2020, 2021 stuff type stuff, do that. But he and Miss, I can't even say he, the person who is a male figure decided to put his hands on this lady multiple times. It was literally an attack. It wasn't a self defense. It wasn't a, because I know on this show we've talked many times about women putting their hands on men and stepping up to men, and that wasn't the case. First of all, he walking around like he got a gun. I don't know if it was a gun or not.
He
In the
had a
video,
gun.
it looked like a gun. So first off, he has a gun. He's talking to a female, which means either A, you're walking around with a gun, or you got out of your car with a gun. Don't get it. He has a gun with a female. He's twice her size. He's literally, if I'm looking at the video, he's about a foot taller than she is.
Doesn't matter.
And that's and I'm pretty sure he outweighs her as well.
Doesn't
He
matter.
goes to point the gun. That's what it looks like to me. You can't make me think different, because if you got something in your hand and you come over like that, that means you're pointing it.
No, he had a gun.
No, I'm saying not the fact that he had it, but he was pointing in her direction. So I don't know if he finna pop her one good time or empty the clip, whatever he finna do. He decides, okay, let me not shoot her, let me just beat her. So he beat her. He beat this lady. This dude probably was in jail every bit of 20 minutes.
He hit her 5 times. All
Close,
power punches. No
close,
jab. Power punches.
as if she had literally done something to his mother and child. Infant. I'll say infant. And
He also
with,
slapped her phone away as she tried to get in touch with law enforcement. Don't forget that part.
and well, that's why he got the charge of interfering with some type of
Law
emergency
enforcement
something.
call. Right.
But my issue is, okay, Justice Smollett, lied or not, they made a conservative effort to make sure he goes to jail. because he lied about something. I don't know. R. Kelly, they made a conservative effort. We ain't even talking about the rape case. I'm talking about child support. We talking about paying money. They made now, brother. You got a $400,000 bond, and you need this dude beat this lady, and it's on camera, and you see the entire encounter where it became physical.
Don't have to do no interpretation.
You don't have to do. You don't even have to investigate. You can just look and see. And we supposed to be all right with that? We supposed to have faith in the system? Now there are certain people that I know that are police officers. I wish they were on here so they can. I want to know their opinion as to how they feel about
Fuck
it.
that. Fuck
Not
that.
not
Fuck
what
that.
they gonna
No,
do.
I don't want no police officers' opinions on this.
Oh, I do.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. We don't need police officers' opinions.
Los Angeles Chasers, we want all opinions.
We need Ms. Lee's opinion. We need her account. First of
Oh,
all, if
definitely.
I had a chance, just hear me out. If I had a chance, the first thing I'd do is shake her hand and give her the biggest hug in the world. Cause she stood tall to 5 punches from a grown fucking man, didn't hit the ground, didn't
No,
fall, didn't fold. So that shows me you're even more of a pussy. But for law enforcement, for law the police chief in Dallas, if I'm not correct, is if I'm not mistaken, is a black female.
I think so.
I know so. Saw her stand up and give her statement, and she says, "I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to review the tape." What the fuck you talking about it for if you haven't seen it? Fuck the police and fuck their opinion. Let's talk to real people. Let's talk to real victims. Let's talk to the woman who stood there and took 5 punches from a grown ass man. Because what the police want to do is the same thing that they've been doing for years and years and years, hide behind that fucking badge. And if you can't stand up and speak for yourself, don't speak as a fucking police officer. That's a job.
Sound like somebody
You're a
jacking
human.
the narrative.
Say that again.
Sound like somebody jacking the narrative.
I mean, that's the way life been. But again, I'm not disrespecting you as a police officer, but don't talk to me as a fucking police officer in this situation. Talk to me as a citizen. Talk to me as a human. Talk to Miss Lee as a human and tell me that if you wasn't behind that fucking badge and that was your mama, your daughter, your niece, your auntie, your cousin,
He wouldn't be locked
stand
up.
there and watch that white man beat the shit out of her for no apparent reason and say, oh, well, he deserves his day in court. Yeah, he deserves his fucking day in court, but why the fuck is he sitting at home waiting on him?
Hey, how
Because if
did
that
he?
was you or me,
How,
we'd be under the jail right now with no
no, we
trial.
wouldn't. We wouldn't
We
make
wouldn't
it.
be there.
We wouldn't make it. We wouldn't get our day in court.
That's the point.
We would not
That's the point.
get in court. And
So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear a police officer's opinion on it. Even if you are a police officer, if you're hearing this, don't speak on it as a police officer. Speak on it as a citizen of the United States of America, and tell me how you can find any way to justify why that motherfucker deserved to be at home, while fucking Ray Ray try to sell a couple dimes of crack to legitimately feed his family because that's all he really got. I don't fucking condone selling crack, and I wish I could talk to Ray Ray and show him another fucking way.
right
But he not out here punching. Emmett Till lost his life
over lie.
over a lie about what happened.
And these people were in pictures posing as if it was okay.
All I'm saying to you is that motherfucker. I'm really not happy with the people who filmed it either. Don't get me wrong.
You talking
I
about by
understand, huh? But
You
come
talking?
on, man. Now I understand the guy had a gun in his hand. So with that being said, it's not my place to condemn them. But
Right.
my goodness, at least yell out, "Hey, stop! I'm calling the cops." That's where we are today. We'd rather film the shit to say we were the ones who got the film.
Yeah. It's a lot of cowards, man. I can't say that. The people that
Including the one hitting her, it's cowards behind the camera, it's cowards on the mic. It's a lot of fucking people that's afraid to speak up.
There's a lot of cowards.
especially for what's right.
Most definitely the people in our family who we consider family, and they know who they are.
I don't consider them
Y'all know
motherfuckers family.
it, and this made me think about a conversation I had in one of my conferences with one of my colleagues. His name is Dewan. Shout out Duke in Chi-Town. Dude laced me up on being a part of the NRA after he got his license. He also registered. You know, he's a member of the NRA as well, and he laced me up on little tidbits on from a legal standpoint what the NRA is supposed to do if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're using your gun. And I'm gonna get more information on it. We'll talk about it on the next show. But just know, Mr. Sheffield, if you ever were to even think about doing something to somebody in my family like that, I'm
Don't
not
go.
saying I'm not saying something's gonna happen to you
Yeah, don't go there.
for life,
Don't go there.
but
Don't go there.
just know the whole court thing, you will want to be in jail
You want to be in jail.
because the one thing about me that this man said, the shirt that he had on, danger. I'm educated and I'm petty, so I don't have to physically do anything to you. You know how they say, "Oh, I got time today, sir." I would make time. It
Well,
wouldn't be harassment either.
you know who else I got time for?
Talk to me.
Just really quickly, because you know, if y'all want to look more into this story, it is posted on our page.
It is.
Um,
Even the follow up is
the
posted
page
up.
on Facebook. You really should review it because here's the other thing that I don't want to be dismissive of, and I want to acknowledge the fact that I'm just one man sitting in my room having a conversation and doing my part from here because I'm not in Dallas. What I don't appreciate is all the motherfuckers who showed up talking about they there for justice and threatening protest. If y'all don't, we're going to be at the doorsteps of. We're going to be at, you know what? I'm getting kind of sick and tired of this, what we're going to do, especially when it comes to protesting.
I mean, when it comes to just doing something for
Why do
us,
you take a protest as a weapon to threaten? Protest is a fucking right. You don't have to give nobody no heads up or no alert, or more importantly, try to scare them into thinking that if you don't do this, we're going to just fucking do it. No, what you want to do is be on the fucking camera. You want people to hear your voice.
right,
Just go fucking protest. But I
right.
guarantee you, as soon as the cameras go away, the protesters going to leave. And that's why we can't get taken seriously. Because nobody really passionate about anything anymore. They only passionate about what helps them, what furthers them. Well, you know what? I don't know Miss Lee. I don't know the Sheffield guy. I don't know the police chief in the city of Dallas. What I do know is unless somebody got some crazy fucking video editing skills, I'm talking about M. Night Shyamalan skills. I saw a grown man beat the shit out of a grown woman. And
And,
what I cannot understand is if you're so mad in that community about it, why the fuck do you need to wait for them to do something for you to threaten to do something that you already have a right to do?
man, I've even seen some people once again trying to change the narrative as to say this is how the neighborhood is. So instead of talking about the gentleman, scratch that. Instead of talking about the person who did what he did, you got people on camera trying to defend the neighborhood. These element isn't like this. This is an isolated incident. Once again, so what? That's
Every
all
incident
I'm
is
talking about.
isolated.
I mean, whether
I
it's
don't know of an incident in the world that's not isolated.
man that you trying to be Captain Obvious. We ain't worried about Captain Obvious. We trying to figure out why this dude not in jail, like waiting on his court date. Since we been talking about equality, since R. Kelly got to go to jail because he's such a he's a predator, since we care so much about um, our these young women. Since the dude in Michigan State hashtag Me Too, everybody coming together. Once again, I'm not knocking any movement, but what's up, big dog? Everybody's so reactive. Once again, like you said, when it's in front of the camera. But where's the real action for the people who need it? Now, I wasn't around when that dude was touching on them girls for the Olympics. I wasn't there, nor did I see footage. All I'm going off is a story. I wasn't even born when Bill Cosby was doing what he was doing, even though those were willing participants. Not all of them, because once again, I wasn't there. But a vast majority were willing participants. I wasn't there when R. Kelly was doing what he was doing, if he did it. But I most definitely saw this whole video. I wasn't there. I saw the video with Ray Rice. I saw the video with um,
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. I saw the story about the kicker from the New York Giants. We can keep going. We know about uh, Brett Favre being a peel head. Yeah, I said it. He was a peel head.
He said, "Ain't no secret."
You know, we got all these stories, but the people who seem to keep getting the low end of the stick is everybody that look like us. And people keep wondering why are we going left? Why is everybody going left now? Because people like myself in Los Angeles Chase, we're not gonna stand for it. We're gonna speak out about it. There's somebody to say something to us about it. I mean, if you can protest or if you can, argue or debate with what we're saying, bring it up. Come on the show.
I would love to hear the argument.
I love to hear it.
I would love to hear the argument because if anybody, you know, can convince me that he had a right to put his hands on that woman that many times in that manner, I will probably marry that person, male or female.
That can convince you.
If they can convince me,
Gotcha.
shit. If you can convince me of that, you can convince me of anything.
Hey, we selling stripes to tigers over here, man.
This man threw overhand rights, right uppercuts. Again, there were no jabs. There was no pushes, slaps. This man was repositioning himself to line up for maximum impact.
Right.
And all I'm saying is this. If the races were reversed, notice I didn't say the roles.
Uh-oh.
If the races were reversed,
oh man, that boy. You talking about black man, white woman?
I mean, you said it, I didn't.
You see this hat on my head?
I see it.
You see what it say right there? Black crack.
Atlanta Black Crackers.
Boy, you talking about crack? We would be crack. We would be black.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out again. Why is it okay? Why is it okay to continue? See, it's 2019. It would be different, and I'm sure that Martin probably felt the same way in the 60s. It's 1967. But 2019 and 1960, huh?
That's sad.
Yeah, but see,
He
2019.
feels the same way that we feel right now.
That's the point I'm making.
And we talking about reparations.
We still get reparations.
We still
keep your reparations. Keep your reparations. Don't want them, don't need them. Give me a good credit score. Give me access.
Most definitely.
Fair lending. And dissolve my student loans.
We're going to make that happen. The no men are coming. Trust me. So, Miss Lee, once again, Plain Talk Propaganda, DJ Don P. P stand for Petty, twice on Sunday, 3 times on Monday in Los Angeles Chasers. We got you back.
Got you back, for sure. And again, if anybody didn't hear me, First thing I'm gonna do, if and when I ever meet her, I'm gonna shake her hand and I'm gonna give her the biggest hug I can possibly give. She don't get the hug my mama get. You know what I'm saying? You know when you ain't seen your mama in a while and you go give her that first big hug, that's
Already.
the one. That's the one Mama gonna get. That's the one Miss Lee gonna get. Cause boy, she stood up. Look here, boy. It show what kind of man you are. You got 5 clean hits off on a woman, and the most she did was continue to bend over looking for her phone because she just trying to get somebody else to come see this and do something about it. The lady ended up with a concussion, black eye. I'm sure some swelling. I'm sure some other medical things that'll probably manifest themselves as time progresses. Because again, we have guys that do this professionally. Me and you went to the fight a few weeks ago.
Most definitely. In
Guys
that.
that do this professionally, they don't get back in the ring for 7, 8 months. And that's with professional access. Therapy, medicine, treatment, everything.
So what we saying, the city of Dallas, city of Fort Worth,
Need to holler at us.
surrounding areas, y'all stand up, man. Come together. Y'all,
Forget
y'all,
threatening.
y'all do something for Ms. Lee. As far as I'm not telling you to protest, but make sure you apply that pressure. I
Just
mean,
have a back. All I'm saying
do it,
is,
y'all do it for other people. Y'all do it to one another. You know, rest in peace, Roy Lee. That man passed away. On some senseless violence, but still, y'all stand up, stand together, man. Quit all that stupidity and
all I'm
BS.
saying is stop threatening. You ain't got to threaten a protest. You can just go
Right.
protest.
So
I just want to make
we
sure we all understand it's your right to do that. Don't need to be no cameras there. Don't You got cameras? As a matter of fact, everybody got a cell phone in the pocket. Film your own shit if you feel that fucking. If you feel like you have to have cameras there, but if you really feel like there's an injustice, if you really feel like something needs to be done, just go stand up. You don't have to wait to find out what the police department is going to do. You don't have to wait to find out what happens to this man. You don't have
apply
to
pressure.
threaten we're going to do this if y'all don't. Just go protest, but protest with some meaning behind it. Protest with some passion behind it. Protest for results.
Apply pressure. Pressure, but
Protest for
like
results. Don't protest for
don't
for
do
for
it.
exposure.
I tell you, go out there and steal nothing.
No, no, because that's how it gets turned around on you.
Right. So
But by all means, if you're gonna do something, do something. If you're not, go sit your ass back down at the house,
that's
just
even
like
better.
everybody else, and get back on the internet and put your little trolling ass comments about what you would have done if you was there, because you wouldn't have done shit. I know that because you're sitting at home on your computer talking about what the fuck you would have done.
And you should be watching Plain Talk Propaganda anyway.
You'd have had
Ugh.
more success like that.
Now, we're going to turn this thing around because we like to end on a good note.
Oh yeah, and I'm feeling
Most
good.
definitely, we're going to keep it 100, but
I'm
we
feeling
on a
good.
good note. So, I know it's a couple of things that's been going on. I want to give a big shout out to my alma mater, my high school, John Tyler High School. There were 4 guys that ran the 4x1, and they set a record as the fastest high school time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know those guys personally. I might know your parents, but I'm gonna give a big shout out to y'all. I'm super proud. Um,
Well,
also,
hold on. Before you do that, then I gotta give a shout out to my high school too, because we representing right now too.
oh, let's get it,
Oh yeah. We know for putting out the most players, pimps, and hustlers in the city of H Town. So shout out to that John Madison High School. We
Miss
ain't still playing with you, boy. What we talking
Miss
about to finish this thing?
Madison.
What we talking about to finish this thing, man? I'm in a
Miss
much better mood now. I appreciate
man,
that, DJ Don
but
B.
not like because I'm we have people like you and I always talk about working together, making sure we create a network. There's a lot of us that are doing great things. We got 2 girls, not 2 girls, 2 women. Miss Tiffany Rita and Miss Adrian Stevens. It was a judge, but Adrian Stevens. They're starting a business. It's an Airstream. I don't know the name of it. I forgot the name of it, but I want to give a big shout out to them because they're getting ready to start a business. Once again, y'all know Pepper's Creations is always popping. Um, Barbecue, some of the best barbecue on the South Side. 2 brothers smoking out. I always
Absolutely.
like we got this whole thing ready. We just got to bring it together. So whenever anybody that want to do business with us, who want to get your business publicized out there, man, just give us a shout. Y'all go follow our YouTube page, Plain Talk Propaganda. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be putting up videos. We're gonna be bringing these topics. NFL, NBA. These last two of the night. What
Okay.
you got?
Well, I got this on the NBA. I have no problem admitting I was dead wrong. My playoff, my playoff seasons and all that got messed up really quickly. With that being said, Los Angeles Chasers win out of this. We'll be right back next year. NFL, I think your boy Roger Goodell is gonna make my prediction come into fruition.
What's that?
I think he's gonna run the NFL into a hole. I think he's gonna end it. It's a no fun league already. Today they announced that they're gonna go ahead, although the commissioners, I mean the owners voted on this, it's not just him. They're gonna go ahead and allow replay
For
for offensive and
penalties.
defensive pass interference calls, whether they were called or not, under the same challenge rules that currently exist for any other challenge. I think it's a big mistake. I think that you are going to ruin football even further than you already have. You've already taken away tackling, kickoffs, football, and now you're going to take away the human error in football. Because you know what? Don't tell me in
Every,
2019 you want to go back and review pass interference calls. Because I know that there are some players that played in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It was like Jim Brown wasn't all that good. Jerry Rice wasn't the best. They just always called pass interference for him. You
right.
know, we got to get out of this. We got to get out of this mindset of everybody wins. You know what? Somebody got to fucking lose. But
That's why
with
it's
that being
called
said,
competition.
I'm excited about the next season with everything that's happened in the off season. I ain't gonna go into any details. I'm just gonna say I did predict that the Cleveland Browns would be contenders very soon. I did predict that the Raiders would be contenders very soon, and I did say that you don't be surprised if you see the Chicago Bears and/or Los Angeles Raiders in the Super Bowl very soon. Las Vegas Raiders very
Right.
soon.
I will.
But other than that, the NBA, I want to make one final point, and I'll cede my time to DJ Don P. Jr. Giannis is the MVP. He just showed it tonight. And James Harden will always be James Harden. When the stage is set, I'll end it the way we started. You better know your audience before you get on that stage.
Know your
That's my 2 cents for Mr. Harden. What you got, DJ Don P?
know your audience before you get on that stage.
You better.
All I gotta say is I second what Los Angeles Chasers said. He told me before we even went on air doing this. We talked about football. He said that like last year about the Cleveland Browns and about the Raiders because I was the first one who was like, man, why are you getting rid of Khalil Mack? Like, what is going on? And he was like, Don P, just hold on, just watch.
It's a new formula.
Um, I'm liking what they're doing. Everything is going to be great over there. I'm ready for football. I hope they revisit their vote about um, pass interference being reviewed. For the simple fact, first off, it's going to take too long. Like you're going to you're adding time to the game to where people are already sitting there for 2 or 3 hours in them uncomfortable seats anyway.
I wish I had one of those buttons I can go ding
Right.
for every
And
point you make
now,
right now.
and you're only doing it because that was a pass interference. It wasn't a pass. I'm not gonna say it was a pass interference, but I know it was a blown call in the Saints Rams game. I can't say it was pass interference because some people say the ball was tipped and all of that.
You can't say it was helmet to helmet contact.
Huh?
You can't say it was helmet to helmet
No,
contact.
that's what I'm saying. You cannot. I cannot definitely say it was pass interference because I have so many people saying the ball was tipped, the ball wasn't tipped. Regardless of what that is, there's already a rule in play about leading with your helmet, and it was blatant. It was apparent. It was right there in front of you, and it looks like the fix was in. I don't know what they have against Drew Brees going to the.
No, I don't think it's anything against Drew Brees.
But what I do know is they have come up short twice. They are scratching on greatness, and hey man, you gotta finish. You gotta finish the fight. So
Well, that first time though, now that first time you have to give the credit to the other team that they were playing against. That was
no,
just a hell of a catch and run.
it wasn't a blown call. I'm just saying
Yeah.
2 times in a row they've been right there. What I can say is what my boy Chase told me a long time ago. If you run the ball, you ain't gotta worry about that anyway.
Hey man, if you put the ball in the end zone instead of kicking field goals, it's a 21-0 lead instead of a 13-0 lead, and we
Because
ain't able to have this
you
conversation.
got two studs back there. Just give it to
Yeah.
them.
Had at least.
So, oh, that is right. Now, NBA,
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles Chasers and DJ Dunphy was both wrong. But I'll say this, and
This season
everybody
turn.
knows I am not a LeBron. Um, I don't promote LeBron. I don't think LeBron ever needed my promotion because he had his own since middle school. So I've always went with someone who I didn't think get enough credit. That's why I'm always Carmelo.
You
I'll say,
always with Michael Jordan, well
huh?
before Carmelo. Don't you ain't finna slide past with that one. You do give Carmelo love, but you're a Michael Jordan fan. You're a
Oh
Michael
yeah,
Jordan
yeah, yeah,
fan.
yeah. I mean,
Okay. All
but that's
right.
Dolby. What I'm saying is,
Okay, I'm just being petty.
in the new era that's been coming along because of
Yeah.
social media, because everybody's like LeBron this, LeBron this, LeBron this, LeBron this, and I've never been the person to be like I've never doubted what LeBron can do because I've seen it, but that's like to me that's the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't understand why people hate him
Mm-hmm.
or hate on his game and say he can't do this, he can't do that. The one thing that cannot be that too. The one thing that cannot be said is he is not the most complete basketball player. I will always say Jordan is the greatest in that sport, but LeBron to me has become the most complete. Um, Kobe has an asterisk. I don't care what nobody said. He had the biggest person in the world on his team, the most dominant person on this world, next to 7'2", 312 Los Angeles Chaser. But Kobe has an asterisk. He is still the Mamba. For those who gonna be like, WJ. No, I know he Mamba. Mamba mentality is something real. He put in his work.
Yes, sir.
All I'm saying is every time he won, he had at least 2 7-footers.
Yep.
Shaquille O'Neal is the equivalent of 2 7-footers.
Yep.
Two athletic 7-footers.
Yep.
So I'm not taking away nothing from Mamba mentality. Braun is one of the most complete players. Don't give me no. I don't want to hear nothing about no KD, Kevin Durant, nothing. Y'all need to stop playing with yourself.
Cupcake.
Kevin Durant had a great time at the Rucker Park. I gave him his due that day when he dropped 60 at Rucker. Kevin Durant is a great scorer. He's a freak of nature. He's 7 feet tall. He's an athletic Dirk Nowitzki at best.
At best.
But I seen KD and T Mac. I seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
T Mac just didn't leave Orlando and go to the Lakers to win a championship. So
Well, in those days, it would have been Boston.
you talking about T Mac?
Yeah, for Eastern Conference. He didn't go to
Well,
Boston or Detroit.
he didn't go because he was in Orlando, so he didn't go to
Yeah,
Detroit,
or
and he didn't
Boston.
go to when he came to Houston, he didn't go to L.A. or San Antonio.
Right.
So
After they put him out the playoffs the year before with a 3-1 lead. All right, I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
right, nah, you ain't cutting me off. As like Cash say, facts. You
Hey, I
say
could,
that, Cash.
I could, I ain't got nothing against KD as a man. I've always been a fan, but you know how I feel about that move. I still feel, I hate to sound like Stephen A. Smith, but it's one of the weakest moves I've ever seen in any sport. Period. Don't matter what sport it is. Checkers,
We
chess, badminton, whatever. It's one of the
uh,
weakest.
I think it's a tie for Rookie of the Year with Luca and I'm cool with a tie with Luca and
There ain't gonna be a tie.
I'm
If
cool
it,
with it if it
I,
happens.
I would be cool with it too, but it ain't gonna be. If it was gonna be a tie this year, it would have been a tie last year. Donovan
Donovan Mitchell should have won Rookie of the Year last year
and Ben
because
Simmons.
it
He
was his
should
rookie
have.
year.
Trae Young has a great case this year, but Luka getting it. Let's
He,
not get confused.
so we're just gonna see what the records end up being, and I
Won't
think
matter.
how they determine.
Won't matter. You know
We'll
how
see.
they determine it? You know how they determine it?
Ah,
Luka was the number 3 draft pick. He's the next European face of the league.
okay.
They about to put their money into because we don't know what Kristaps is going to look like when he comes back. You just saw Jerkic get his
That
season ended last
man
night. Gobert, great
blesses
defensive
up.
player, but
I say blesses up to Nurkic, man.
no doubt, no doubt. But Nurkic, that's what I said. I'm thinking his first name and using that. But Jordan, yes, could lead plenty NBA teams to a championship right now, Cash. With the rules the way they are now, Jordan will probably average 52. Just on the way
You
he
talking
plays.
about you talking about Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Yeah, he can. Yeah. I don't even think that's a question. Jordan in his prime, if he played exactly the way he played back then, because he played where you could be physical and he was a physical offensive player, he would murk quite a few. He would murk quite a
Before
few.
we
I
get
don't
before we
with
get
Jordan
into
is
that that discussion debate, which we'll do next show, the 72-10 Bulls would trash all of these boys.
that's
Most
a strong statement. That's a strong statement.
I'm going
That's
with the
I,
72 Bulls would trash Golden State.
I will just put this caveat in. The 72 Bulls would not have the shooting that the Golden State Warriors will bring to the table.
Right.
They wouldn't have the shooting that the Cleveland Cavaliers did for the last few years on the table. I don't think that should make him a better all-around player than LeBron because I think LeBron could have won championships on that 72-10 team as well. I think he could have won championships with the Lakers, the Pistons, the Celtics.
Right.
What I think, Cash, I appreciate you asking those questions because I like where you're going with it, and I've heard that before. Here's my response: why are we not, as a society, okay with just allowing people to be great in their own time?
Right.
We can put all these comparisons over because if we're gonna make that case for Jordan, then we got to make that case for Kareem. You got to
Man,
make that case for Wilt, for Oscar.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is what amazes me. This dude Will, oh my God,
His record won't ever be broken.
Will say he slept with 20,000 women.
Records won't ever be broken. You hear me?
Wilt got 80 games where he got 50.
50.
And 50 and 30. I'm like, how do you got 50 and 30?
He's done that. I think what he did that the most times he did in a row was 32. Something like that. Man. I have to check my facts.
50 points? 32 times? Unstoppable.
The Jordan versus LeBron argument is an argument that will always exist. If you remember,
for no reason.
There was Jordan versus Bird. There was Johnson versus Bird. The list goes on and on. What we have to do is we just have to be okay with people being great in their time because guess what? When LeBron leaves the league, I'm probably going to start cheering for whatever team Zion Williamson plays for.
Right. Not me, but right.
I'm just saying that's who I am. I'm a fan of the players more than I am of the teams because the teams don't give a shit about me or the players.
I'm more Cam Reddish, man.
We're gonna see. Cam had a very underachieving freshman season, although he's got potentially 4 games.
He got the potential, but that's what I see.
Potentially 4 games change that, but
I'm a Cam Reddish guy. But
I'm an RJ Barrett guy over Cam Reddish. I say Zion, Ja, RJ, then Cam. That's my top 4 for the draft pick. All right.
I'm cool with that. But no, I was saying that about LeBron to say this.
Okay.
That picture where he's kneeling down after they lost to the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
I think blocked the shot or something.
Oh, to the Knicks a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was New York Knicks. Okay.
Yeah, Knicks.
I want people to remember that. What's the day? March 26th, 2019. I want y'all to remember that picture and how people made fun of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because more than likely that y'all gonna see that picture again. Only difference is the championship is gonna follow that.
Right.
that the dude, he a different dude. He had his first old man injury this year.
Yep.
He had
I called him as soon as it happened. I sent you that text. First old man
but
injury.
me and you had talked about it though.
Yep.
He had his first old man injury this year, and I guarantee, because my name is DJ Don P. Petty, twice, 3 times.
3 times.
Watch out for King James next year.
I feel the same way.
So, with that being said, Los Angeles Chasers.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, that's all I got for this one.
I got one more thing.
What you got?
Please, please, please go subscribe to Plain Talk Propaganda on YouTube. We're going to change the format. We're going to change the format.
Please.
We appreciate Facebook and what Facebook has done for us, and we probably will do a few more shows. We also have some other things brewing. So we hope that y'all continue to follow. We appreciate everybody that check in, everybody that comment, that just look in on us. I ain't gonna lie, it ain't a lot, but I appreciate every person that stopped in the view. It just make me step back and be thankful for the fact that there's somebody that care enough to even hear me out. So
yes, sir.
With that being said, please, please, please subscribe to us on YouTube. It's Plain Talk Propaganda on there. We're going to try to put some more meat to this thing and some more real consistency on it. And I think that that's going to be the best platform to do that moving forward. So that's what I had, DJ Don P, starting point guard, Los Angeles Chasers. And
shout out to
you, my brother.
Shout out to the Black Museum all the way in DC. That's where I got this hat. Y'all go visit that. We're going to get a family trip together, and we all going to go out there. Atlanta Black Crackers. We going to do it like this.
Negro Leagues.
Because I'm petty.
No, Robert. No way.
I'll be mad.
No how.
What y'all do? Y'all gonna stop jamming DJ Don P? Because I play like this? Come on. And we out.
And we out.